Hey guys, it's Malonb or Malonb from Facebook or malonb.etsy.com, and I'm here to make my final and last cast our crew video. This is number 100. I did mention it to you guys last time. I was thinking about doing my own thing as opposed to still being with a cast our crew. Again, no real reason, but I have decided to actually do that. I don't know. I've still been kind of thinking about what name I want to use. Again, not necessarily that I want a podcast, so I'm actually unsure if I'm going to have the word podcast inside the name itself, but I'm kind of siding with going something really simple. I don't really want to limit it as far as only knitting, only crochet, or even only yarn, because I mean, so far I'm just doing yarn stuff mainly, but eventually, who knows, I'm gonna get into something else I want to share with you guys also, so I don't want to really limit it that way. The name I was thinking about, again, really simple, is Malonb Makes. So I don't know if I'm gonna add podcast to that or not, but I think our next one will be the beginning of, I don't know what you would call it. We'll just start using that name next time. I was thinking about whether or not I want to make an intro for that. As opposed to, I'm sure you guys are familiar by now with the Cast Our Crew intro, which is pretty awesome. I definitely could not make an awesome one like that myself because I'm not really into the whole, techie designing intro thing. So mine will probably just be really simple, like, like a picture, and then that's probably it. But I'll be thinking about if I want to make one for next time or not. So next time you guys should see what it is there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be room for improvement, and hopefully that's improved with time also. Okay, but for this one, this time around, I did have a few, I think only 3 finished objects to share with you guys. So let me just go into that. Let me start with the crochet stuff. I have 2 baby hats. The first one is a tutorial hat. It looks like this. This is based off a free pattern. I just added the face to it and the ears. I think it's alright. I think it will be okay. I'm actually, again, not being around babies for like 20 plus years. I have no idea how big or how small this is, or if it will even fit a newborn or not, or if I'm gonna have to wait a few months for it to fit, which is completely fine. I don't mind waiting for it to grow into it. But again, I just have no idea about the sizing. I believe this one was 0 to 3 months size. So again, I just don't know how, obviously I don't know how big my baby's going to be, so I guess it would just depend. The ears are okay. I just went by a lot of pictures. I just browsed projects on Ravelry of finished hats, also Totoro inspired. And if you don't know, Totoro is just an anime character. Really cute. Okay, but from what pictures I saw on Ravelry, the ears were made in the round like this, and I don't really like them because they're a little heavy, so they tend to lay down. I think if you just make them not in the round like a flat piece, they probably will stay up better on their own. So but I think it's alright. If I need to make another, for whatever reason, maybe it's too small, maybe it's too big, I'll end up making another. But that's my first completed project. I did make another hat. This is also a free pattern. This is called the acorn hat or something like that. And this is it. Also very cute. 2 leaves on the top. And I do have these 2 on my Ravelry project pages, or as project pages, so you can definitely go in there and take a look at the information as far as the links to the patterns themselves. But yeah, this is very cute. And again, just the sizing, I don't know if this will be big enough or not. For this one, actually, I saw a few comments saying that it was on the smaller side, but again, being supposedly 0 to 3 month size, I don't know if this is too big or too small, but we'll see. It's also really cute. I definitely wouldn't mind making another one of these ones as well. I do have one work in progress, crochet wise, and that is a baby cocoon I'm working on. This one is also based off a free pattern, and the pattern is called Bev's Crochet Newborn Pea Pod Cocoon. And again, I do have a Ravelry project page for this as well, so take a look at that. And I just started, so I'm not all that far into it, but so far I have this. So I really just began it. And for, the yarn for this is Loops and Thread. No, it's not Loops and Threads. It's, I think, Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. I actually had a failed project from last year, I believe. It was a sweater that it just didn't turn out that great. So and it was a striped one, green and gray. I was going to reuse a yarn, so I was like, you know, maybe I'll repurpose the yarn for this. So I ended up taking the whole sweater apart, doing like the magic knot, I think that's what it's called, or invisible knot or something like that. I just knotting all the pieces together, you know, making one strand kind of thing. So I have a huge ball. I just want to show you guys how much I got out of that. This is the green one I was using. And this is the gray one. So originally it was, you know, this much. And actually, I think I did the sleeves before. I don't know when I did those, but this was just from the back and the sides of the sweater. So just, you know, FYI. Well, I'm sure you guys already know, if you're not gonna use a project or you don't like the project that you did make, you can always reuse or repurpose a yarn. And this cocoon is going to be Legend of Zelda inspired, so I plan to make it that once it's complete. And also I do want to make a hat that goes with this as well. I don't know if I'm actually going to be using it, like as far as, you know, taking my baby out in it, or, you know, it's going to take naps in this. I don't know, but I think if anything, it'll make a cute picture prop. And honestly, if it fits, or whenever it is that it fits, I probably will use it just for the fact that I made it. I spent time on it and I want to use what I made kind of thing while I can. Again, knowing that they grow so fast and everything. That's actually all I have crochet wise for the moment, I think. I do have one finished project for knitting wise and one whip knitting wise as well. The finished project is my cowl. I know I showed you guys this last time. I was working on that hand spun cowl, and this is how it looks. Came out a pretty good size. I did as much as I could, using up as much as a yarn as I could. The pink is, I believe it's Cascade 220, and my hand spun is the blue variegated, or the blue speckled one. That's my hand spun. And in order to use all or as much of my hand spun as possible, I ended up striping it. Each stripe of the pink is 2 rows, and each stripe of the variegated or the hand spun is actually 3 rows, but every 2 stripes I did 4 rows in between. It's not at all that noticeable, but it definitely used up almost all of my hand spun, which is what I wanted to do. I did wash it, I blocked it, and I love it. It's so warm. Actually, it was still a little damp, so I haven't worn it yet, but definitely looking into that. And I didn't use a pattern for this. It was just really simple. In the beginning, I did, I think 4 or 5 or maybe 6 rows. I think it was actually 4 rows of garter stitch in the beginning, and then I just started knitting and, you know, striping it obviously in the end. I also did 5 rows of garter stitch, so really easy. Again, no pattern needed, but I'm really happy with this. And that was my only knitting finished project. I do have one knitting work in progress, and this one actually comes from a book I recently checked out from the library. It's called One More Skein. Actually, I have to renew it because it's due tomorrow and I'm not done yet. And there's actually a couple of other items I wouldn't mind making here. But the project that I am working on is a really cute baby sweater. This one is called Nash's Garter Stitch Baby Sweater. That's the name of it. And let me show you a picture. It's really cute. Oh yeah, I also have one back here in the middle. It's a really cute baby sweater, or at least I thought it was pretty cute. And I have one side of it done. I would say I'm maybe a little over half done with it. I would say, yeah. I would say definitely a little over half done with it. And for this sweater, I actually planned to only make it 2 colors. But unfortunately, I didn't have enough blue yarn. I wanted to make it a light brown and a blue, most of the sweater being blue. But I didn't have enough yarn of the blue one, and I actually went to look for some at Walmart and also at Michael's, but they just didn't have. I wasn't sure what yarn it was. I took a little sample with me, you know, to color match and whatever, but I'm pretty sure it was, I found out it was Vanna's Choice, and they just didn't have the same color. So I was like, you know, if I do a different kind of blue, it's not gonna really match up that well in my mind. So I was like, I'll just choose a whole different color and then just make it 3 colors instead. So I'm using brown, dark brown for that. And it doesn't look the greatest right now because again I'm still working on it, but this is what I have so far. Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, my needle, I'm just keeping it in one needle right now, so it's all kind of messed up. But that's the inside of the sweater. That'll be like the outside. This is one of the sides that's finished, so it would fold over like this. Okay, it seems like a mess right now, I'm sure, but you guys get the point. I think the 3 colors match up all right. For the sleeves, actually, I don't have any more of this light brown. So for the sleeves, I just plan to make it mainly brown, and then have a little bit of the blue to put on that edge of the cuffs. So I think that'll be pretty cute. It's a really easy pattern actually. It's taken me a while. Again, just being garter stitch, it kind of gets boring a little bit. But otherwise, it's pretty easy, and I am really looking forward to getting it finished. I think it will be really cute. And actually, I think that's all my knitting stuff. There are a few things I want to work on these couple of weeks. I want to make some crochet baby booties. Of course, probably the first ones I make are also going to be inspired by Legend of Zelda. You guys know that's one of my favorite games. I have not finished or done yet, but I told you guys about it before. I wanted to make a set of baby mitts, you know, like the kind where they use so they can scratch themselves, based off the Animal Crossing bell bags. So I have not done those yet either. As far as knitting, I want to make it either a knitted baby hat for my baby, not necessarily based off any character or anything, just a really cute one in general. And also for myself, maybe I'll make another one. There's also a couple of crochet or knit alongs I wanted to try and do, but I just have no idea what I want to do yet. And I didn't write down who is actually running these, so maybe you guys have seen, you know, the different podcasters who are running these. I should have written it down, but I didn't. The first one is the blue and white. Something about your item has to be blue, either mostly blue or white, or, you know, both colors combined. So again, I'm thinking that could be either way, either for me or something baby related, since I don't know. And then the other one is a rainbow along, something using yarn that resembles rainbow colors or whatever. Again, I have actually a couple of rainbow yarns that I have in mind to use, but again, I just don't know what it is I want to make. I don't know what big of a project I want to make it into, and let me actually get those for you guys. Alright, the 2 yarns I have rainbow wise, the first one is an ice yarn, which I got from Amy. She sent me a really sweet gift for the holidays. Gosh, what is her podcast name, or her video, her YouTube channel? Amy's Woolly World or something like that. I'm gonna link her down below, so definitely go check her out. But she sent me some ice yarn, and I would say this is pretty rainbow-like. I have not used this yet, obviously. She did send me one other skein of this in lighter colors. I have not used that yet either, but definitely want to. For this, I'm definitely was thinking something baby related, but I only have one skein of it. And this one is, I believe, 100 grams, 250 meters. I don't know how much it is in yards, but it needs to be something, obviously, that I can just make with this, as opposed to needing more yarn since it's the only one I have. So if you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know. My second option is this yarn, and this was actually, I don't have the label. I actually don't know what the label is for this one, but I think it was in Plymouth yarn. It came actually in a sock blank that I unwound and then I washed to kind of get a crinkle out of the yarn, even though it still has a lot of crinkle in it. I don't know if you guys even remember, but I made a video or something like probably a couple of years ago, maybe it was at least a year ago, if not more, that I showed you guys how I, rewound, how I wash it. And I think it was mainly to show the before and after kind of thing, and I just have not used it yet. So if you guys have any ideas of what to make for either of these, this is probably fingering weight, I assume, since it's, it is sock yarn. This is worsted weight. So again, any ideas you guys have, I'll definitely, go check them out. I would prefer a free pattern, but it doesn't have to be a free one. Or if it's like from a book or something, I can definitely see if my my library would have it. But that is what I planned to work on, hopefully the next couple of weeks. There was one other thing I was, sorry guys, my throat is a little. Alright, and then the last thing that I guess kind of ties to that, since I already asked you guys if you have any awesome patterns for baby stuff. What is your favorite pattern to make baby items? As you guys know, I'm expecting and I'm due in April. So I just wanted to see maybe your favorites. In general, it doesn't have to be free. It could be paid. Again, if it's from a book, I can definitely try to see if my library has it. But I want to, make something that's quick. And I think baby items are more obviously quicker than something you probably will make for yourself, like, like a sweater or whatever. So just let me know your favorite knits, or it doesn't have to be knits. It could be crochet as well, since I do both. But if you want to share with me, they'll be pretty awesome. Or it can be from YouTube. I actually forgot to check that out. I know there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube that may not be on Ravelry or, on blogs or anything. So I actually do have to check that out also. Okay, and then the last thing I want to show you guys is the fiber I'm spinning at the moment. I started, I think, maybe a few weeks ago, and I did barely, maybe barely, like, maybe half an ounce, if that. It's probably more like 1/4 of an ounce. And I just stopped because I'm taking my time with it. Again, no rush to do this, but the fiber I'm spinning right now is a green one by Expertly Dyed Arts by Science. And I have two of these. Each one is 2 ounces. This is what it has in the back. It's called Textured Grass Block. Hopefully that's clear for you guys. I don't know how clear it's coming out. Okay, but this is the one that I have already divided up into little bumps, and I'm working, each one. They're really pretty. There's a lot of colors in there. There's some sparkly stuff in there. Really pretty. I don't know if I want to make it either 2-ply or 3-ply. I just know it's really nice. Probably 3-ply or chain ply. And that's the one I'm working on now. The other one, actually, I have not broken up to yet, or broken it up yet to work, since I'm still working on the first one. But it's how it came. Again, really pretty. Really love it. I think, again, if you guys are familiar with The Legend of Zelda, you probably know that's what it reminds me of. So I had to have it. And these actually I bought, it was quite some time ago, at least last year, if not before that. Probably the beginning of the year, if anything. So I've had this for quite a while. I think it's about time I spin it up. And I don't have any expectations as to when I'll be done. Again, I'm just taking my time. I'm working on other stuff, so you know, there's no rush really to get on with it. I have no idea what I will make with it. Probably something for myself. But yeah, I'm just enjoying it, I guess. Alright, so I think that's all the yarny stuff, other than I already told you guys about the name change for my videos. Oh, one more thing I did want to share with you guys is, you guys know I'm doing my monthly yarn club thing, and this was my one for the cowl I showed you guys, the knitted cowl, the striped one. That was the yarn I picked for January, so I'm pretty glad I got that over with, or I completed that yarn, or I used up that yarn. I did actually post a picture on Instagram as, you know, for somebody to choose one more for, you know, this coming month, which will be tomorrow. So I already got a response. The winner was number 7. So I wanted to open that up with you guys. This is my bag. Really exciting. I wonder what yarn it will be. Oh, it's another hand spun yarn. That is pretty awesome. I love this one. I love it. It's gray and cream. And sorry guys, let's see if this works. My iPad had an issue again about storing stuff, and I turned off the iCloud thing. You guys know I had this issue a couple of episodes ago probably. I thought I erased it, or I turned off the iCloud option, which I did, but I don't know, I guess with the last update I didn't realize that the phone, or I think my phone is also doing that actually, and I hate that option. But now I noticed it in my iPad as well. It has, oh, I'm sorry, I just said the camera thing. But it now has like this thing where if you go into your pictures and videos, they have a separate album or folder for recently deleted items. So even if you already deleted it, supposedly it's still in there taking up your storage. I don't know why they do that. Like, why bother doing that? Because you have to delete it twice. Do you guys know if you can shut that off or get rid of that? Because if you could, that'd be awesome. It saves me the time. So anyway, I deleted all of that. So hopefully I have enough to finish up my video. But I was showing you guys my hand spun again. Really awesome. This one is actually called Spellbook. I wrote down some notes. The colorway was called Spellbook. It is 4 ounces, super fine merino. I got 270 yards in this. It is 2-ply. Fingering to worsted. There's some spots where it's more bulky, obviously. You guys know I'm somewhat still a newbie spinning wise, but it's really soft. I'm really looking forward to using this. I'm thinking a towel or hand warmers, or maybe a hat. I don't even know. Yeah, maybe a hat. I'll have to see how I feel whenever I start working with it, but I'm really excited. Okay, and the last thing I was going to talk to you guys about was just some life stuff, which there's not much to tell. I'm going to the doctor's. I have an appointment this Tuesday. I am now 28 weeks. So I'm getting there. I'm going to start my 3rd trimester. You know, that's the last 3 months before your baby will be born, ideally. So pretty excited. I'm still feeling pretty big. It's still bothering me, you know, like the bump. It's still getting in my way. I'm actually not feeling all that bad. I am feeling a little tired still, but I think that has gotten better with time. So I'm not feeling that tired anymore. I have not done much as far as, you know, I haven't put the crib together yet or anything, but I assume I'll do that in the next couple of months or so. What else to tell you guys about? I mean, I think that's all. There's nothing much to tell. The only thing I forgot, oh, I did forget to tell you guys that I'm wearing my, one of the sweaters I made last year. This is again, I have notes. This is the Harvest cardigan, and I made mine in brown. This is actually Red Heart Soft, and it's just brown. All of it is brown. I did adjust it, so I didn't want it to be able to close, so I kind of cut the front shorter, if that makes sense. I just wanted it to be an open sweater, and the only thing I changed about the pattern otherwise was that I added 2 white strips here on the sleeves. So it looks like that, and I just did it on both sides. And since it was one of my first sweaters, I think it was actually my first sweater, or it was definitely one of my firsts, if anything. I counted my rows on my sleeves. I know like there's a thing about whether you want to actually count each row on the sleeves, or if you just want to go by measurements. You know, like say you need to knit, you know, 5 inches or whatever. So you would just knit until there's 5 inches, regardless if you're short or if it's the same amount of rows as the other sweater kind of thing, or the other sleeve. I definitely counted, especially since I wanted these to be around, of course, around the same spot. So I definitely counted that, and if I make any other sweaters, I think I would still count it just for my peace of mind, because, yeah, just because. And I think I made this a little thicker. At least from what I remember, maybe it's a little thicker than what it called for. I don't know exactly, but it could be, because I like longer sweaters opposed to shorter ones. But I think that's all, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.